Alright, in our last video we showed you that we were building trellises, and this is the fruits of our labor. You can see there's a spaghetti squash down there and some butternut squash up here growing up this trellis that we built out of PVC pipe and trellis netting, a standard weatherproof netting that you can get. Comes in a standard 5-foot length, so this is actually 5 foot wide. And this is a planter that's actually made out of pallets that were chopped up and recycled to be made into this planter. So this whole thing basically costs us nothing, just the seeds and the soil and the netting. This trellis over here uses the same idea of having the supports not going straight up and down, otherwise it would make it too floppy. So this way it holds it up a lot more, it's a lot stronger, and it's got the same trellis netting, but it's also connected to this frame behind it, and it seems like these loofahs really prefer that structure to the trellis netting. Now over here I'm working on making another trellis, and I'm using standard tees. So these are a couple of tees put together, and elbow pieces that you can get at your local hardware store. But you want to make your little connector pieces out of your PVC pipe, this little part right here, about 1 3/8 inches long, so that these parts actually come snug together, and that way you're relying on machine factory measurements rather than your own. So everything should match up perfectly. But I've got 2 end pieces and a middle piece with a T. Now we started with 10-foot PVC tubes, which we've cut 2.5 foot off of each one, and we started with 6 of those. So we've got 6 2.5 foot lengths and 6 7.5 foot lengths. So the way this goes together is like so. By the way, you can get one of these standard cutters to cut your pieces to the exact measurement. And then goes my T. Another 2.5 foot length. So far, that's what I've got. And because these parts aren't glued together, they should move into place once the whole structure is built. You should find a dynamic equilibrium. A sum of forces equals 0. design. Now there's the basic trellis, but we're actually going to take the bottoms of these trellis and pull them together about this close. And they can actually be pounded into the ground, or dig little holes and stick them in the ground, or you can attach them to the side of a planter box, which is what we did there, or you can actually put a connector with your standard T's to go straight across with another PVC pipe to hold it together. But that's basically it, and you saw it took like what, 3 minutes maybe? So there it is, trellises, one way that you can grow vertically and save space even in an urban setting.